These are notes for section 10.1. There we go. We got it. Okay, 10.1, 1 to 23 odd, page 563. And I think you can see them all there. Answers in the back of the book. 1. There's some graphs here, so I'll have to scroll over, show you the graphs. There's some book there. Let's see, 17, 19, 21, and there's 23. Even right here. Go back to these because they may have come out yellow. Okay. All right, so finally got that going. Okay, page 563. Okay. First few problems, they say f of x is 3 to the x power. Notice it's not 3x, it's 3 raised to the x. G of x is 1/2 to the x power. Again, it's an exponent. G of 0 means put a 0 right there, 1/2 to the 0. Anything to the 0 power is 1. G of -1, put a -1 there, 1/2 to the -1. If you have a fraction to a negative exponent, you flip the fraction, take the reciprocal, and raise it to the +1. So the answer is 2. F of -3, put a -3 there. So you have 3 to the -3rd power, which means 1/3 cubed, 1/27. Okay, f of 2 plus g of -2. F of 2, put 2 right there. Put -2 right there. 3 squared plus 1/2 to the -2. 3 squared plus, flip this one, make that a positive, 2 squared. So that's 9 plus 4, which is 13. Okay, problems 9 and 11. F of x is 4 to the x power. Again, watch out, it's not 4x, it's 4 raised to the x. It's an exponent. G of x is 1/3 to the x. F of -1 plus g of 1. So put a -1 there, 1 there. So it's 4 to the -1 plus 1/3 to the 1. This is 1/4. So it's 1/4 plus 1/3. Common denominator is 12. Multiply this side by 3/3. This side by 4/4. 3 twelfths plus 4 twelfths, 7 twelfths. 11, f of -2 divided by g of 1. Put a -2 right there, 4 to -2. Put a 1 right there, 1/3. Okay, so bring this into denominator as 4 squared, 1/16 times 1/3. That's 1/16 thirds. Remember, when you divide by a fraction, you multiply by the reciprocal. So that's the same as 1 times 3/16. 1 times 3/16 is 3/16. So the final answer is just 3/16. Okay, then we have some graphing problems. Graph y equals 4 to the x power. I made a little table from -2 to 2. If you plug in 0, anything to the 0 is 1. Plug in 1, 4 to the 1 is 4. Put a 2, 4 squared is 16. Plug in -1, 4 to the -1 is 1/4. 4 to the -2 is 1/4 squared, or 1/16. 0, 1, 1/4. 2/16 is way up here. -1, 1/4 is not very high at all. -2, 1/16 is real close to the x-axis. So looks something like that. Here's 15. Y equals 3 to the -x. Okay, if I plug in 0, I get 1. Plug in 1. 3 to the -1 is 1/3. Plug in 2. 3 to the -2 is 1/3 squared, 1/9. Plug in -1. 3 to the -1, that's 3 to the 1, which is 3. Likewise, plug in -2, you're doing 3 to the -2, 3 squared is 9. Okay, so -2, 9, -1, 3, 0, 1. 1, 1/3 is quite low. 2, 1/9 is practically right on the x-axis. So this time it looks something like this. Okay, y equals e to the x. Okay, so this one, you need to use your calculator that has hopefully an E button. So on this calculator, e to the x is normally above ln. Okay, so let's say if you want e to the first power, I'll hit second function e to the first power on my calculator and 2.718. So e is about 2.7. Okay, and if I want, let's say, e to the -2, so I'm going to hit second function. So second function on my calculator, e to whatever. Second function, e to the negative. Negative button is down here. So that gives me e to the -2. Press enter here. Oops, sorry, it's about 1.135, call it 0.14. Okay. Now some calculators you have to hit it backwards. So a regular scientific calculator, maybe like this. Okay, so you folks would have to hit it backwards. So let's say if I wanted e to the -1, you'd have to hit -1 first, which in this calculator you hit 1 and then plus or minus. That's how you pop it with the -1. And then the e to the x function, which is second function e to the x. And there it is, 0.367. I rounded it to 0.37. Okay, so you can use your calculator to get all those and plot the points. 0, 1, 1 comma 2.7, a little bit lower than 3, 2 comma 7.4, halfway between 7 and 8 roughly. -1 is about 1/3. -2 is very close to the x-axis. So again, it looks something like that. Okay, and finally, y equals 3 to the x plus 2. So I made a table again from -2 to 2. Plug in -2, you get 0. I'm sorry, 1. 3 to the 0, which is 1. Plug in -1, 3 to the 1 is 3. Plug in 0, 3 squared is 9. Plug in 1, 3 cubed is 27. Plug in 2, 3 to the 4th power is 81. So it shoots up like crazy, goes like that. And we know on this side, it falls rapidly. So this is a graph of 3 raised to the x plus 2 power. All right, so these are notes for section 10.1.